Once upon a time, in the small, cheerful town of Hannibal, best friends Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn were on one of their adventures. They had heard tales of a treasure hidden in the mysterious, spooky abandoned house on the hill. Always ready for an adventure, they decided to search for it. One windy evening, with the moon casting an eerie glow over the land, Tom and Huck set off towards the house with lanterns in hand. As they reached the creaking gates, the wind howled like a ghostly figure, sending shivers down their spines. "Don't be scared, Huck," Tom said bravely, trying to hide his own fear. "Think of all the treasure we'll find." Inside, the house was dark and dusty. Cobwebs hung like curtains, and the floorboards groaned under their feet. Each room they entered seemed more frightening than the last. "I think I saw something move, Tom," Huck whispered, eyes wide. But it was only their shadows playing tricks. Guided by an old map Huck had found, they finally reached the basement door. The air was thick with dust and mystery. As they descended, their lanterns flickered, almost going out. In the basement, they found an old chest tucked behind a dusty, forgotten shelf. With anticipation, they pried it open. There lay a collection of old coins and jewelry, glistening even in the dim light. Suddenly, they heard footsteps above. "Let's hurry, Huck. Someone's coming," Tom urged. With the treasure clinking in their bag, they dashed up the stairs. As they ran through the corridors, the house seemed to come to life, groaning and creaking at every corner. Once outside, the moonlit path seemed welcoming, a safe haven away from the haunted house. "We did it! We found the treasure!" exclaimed Tom. Huck, still catching his breath, nodded. "And we lived to tell the tale." They hurried back to town, with tales of adventure and treasure to share with their friends. It was a night to remember, filled with thrills and the promise of more adventures to come. And so, in the tiny town of Hannibal, Tom and Huck added another chapter to their legendary escapades, one that they would never forget. Once upon a time, in the bustling little town of Woodville, two children named Tommy and Sarah were known for their endless curiosity. One summer day, as they explored the mysterious old house at the end of Elm Street, they stumbled upon a nerve-wracking sight. Earlier that afternoon, Tommy and Sarah snuck into the house, their bare feet tiptoeing on the creaky wooden floorboards, when a loud noise from the backyard drew them to the window. They peered out, and to their shock, they saw Injun Joe, a notorious outlaw rumored to have vanished years ago, along with a shifty partner named Slick Willie. The duo was digging up the very spot where legends whispered a treasure of gold was hidden. Without making a sound, Tommy and Sarah ducked under the window. They exchanged wide-eyed glances, their hearts drumming with equal measures of fear and excitement. Remembering tales of Injun Joe's reputation, they knew they had to stay hidden. They slipped behind the dusty old draperies and watched through a small gap. As the spades of Injun Joe and Slick Willie struck something solid underground, the clinking sounded like a forbidden melody. The children held their breath, knowing they were witnessing an unforgettable moment. Finally, the outlaws pulled up a gleaming chest, its golden exterior glimmering even under the eerie twilight. Suddenly, Sarah had an idea. She whispered the plan in Tommy's ear. His eyes lit up at the brilliance of it. They would sneak away and alert Sheriff Brown. Quietly, they crawled down the hallway and out a side door, paying heed to every creak and groan of the old house. Fortunately, the sheriff's office was just around the corner. The children raced in, their words tumbling out as they explained the unfolding crime. Sheriff Brown sprang into action, rounding up his deputies. They rushed to Elm Street and caught Injun Joe and Slick Willie red-handed. The notorious thief's return was rightly brought to an end by the bravery and quick thinking of Tommy and Sarah. The treasure chest was relieved from a life of crime, and the children were hailed as town heroes. Their summer adventure became a Woodville legend, long retold in the community. Tommy and Sarah learned that curiosity, while sometimes dangerous, could lead to heroic deeds. And so, their adventure at the mysterious old house became a beloved tale, reminding everyone of the power of courage and the spirit of adventure. Joe found a secret map in Grandpa's attic. It had a big red X on it.
Wow.
I bet it's a treasure map, Joe thought. Joe gathered his friends, Lily and Max. They decided to go on a treasure hunt. The map led them through the spooky forest. They followed the winding path on the map. Finally, they reached a hill with a big cross-marked rock. "This must be the place," Joe exclaimed. They looked around and found a hidden entrance. The entrance led to a dark, mysterious cave. Inside, they could hear the echo of dripping water. Lily noticed something shiny under a cross-marked rock. With teamwork, they moved the rock together. Underneath, they found an old wooden chest. The chest was full of glittering gold coins. "We found it," they all shouted joyfully. After Joe's death, the boys found courage to return. They borrowed a kite string for the quest. Their hearts were filled with hope and excitement. The cave whispered secrets, inviting them inside. Dark passages twisted like intricate spider webs. Every shadow seemed to hide a lurking treasure. The boys moved cautiously, holding onto the string. They imagined discovering gold beyond their dreams. Their imaginations fueled their determination to explore. In the distance, something shimmered like a mirage. Was it the legendary treasure hidden long ago? They reached a corner where the string tugged. Peering through the gloom, they found a gleam. The boys pulled the string and felt the weight. Joy surged through them. They found gold. With elation, they began their journey back home. Once upon a time, in the bustling river town of St. Petersburg, two curious boys named Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn stumbled upon the adventure of a lifetime. Tom was a bold and imaginative lad, always ready for a new escapade, while Huck was humble and resourceful, having learned to fend for himself amidst his less fortunate circumstances. One bright morning, as Tom and Huck wandered through the old, twisting corridors of the town's forgotten cave, their eyes caught a mysterious glint in the dusty shadows. It was a big old trunk, covered with cobwebs and long untouched by any hands. With trembling excitement, the boys managed to pry open the trunk's heavy lid. To their amazement, it was filled to the brim with gleaming coins and shimmering jewels. They had uncovered a hidden treasure worth $12,000, a fortune beyond their wildest dreams. After the initial shock wore off, Tom and Huck couldn't help but laugh at their unbelievable luck. They were now, without a doubt, the wealthiest boys in all of St. Petersburg. News of their discovery spread throughout the town like wildfire. The townsfolk gasped and buzzed with curiosity and admiration. Everyone wanted to catch a glimpse of the boys who had turned from mischievous scamps to young heroes overnight. Tom, ever the imaginative one, began dreaming up grand plans for their newfound wealth. Tom imagined an island of their own, or perhaps a magnificent ship to sail the great waters. Huck, on the other hand, was more grounded. He imagined a cozy cabin by the river where he could sip lemonade and read books in peace. But as the days passed, both Tom and Huck realized that their treasure brought unexpected changes. They were invited to grand parties, their opinions sought by the elders, and even the mayor himself wanted to shake their hands. Yet, they started to miss their carefree days of adventure and simple joy. Together, they decided to use their wealth for good, building a library for the townspeople and financing a shelter for those in need. In the end, Tom and Huck learned that true wealth isn't just about golden coins, but the joy and friendship that they share. With their hearts full of happiness and pockets ever so light, they embarked on more thrilling adventures. They promised not to lose sight of what mattered most along the way. And so, life in St. Petersburg was never again about just the treasure, but the treasures of the heart they carried with them always.